Dear friends, students, and the colleague teachers on the call, I welcome you to this ICT facilitation today. May I invite at least someone, a volunteer from Mamba Secondary School, to give us an opening prayer. Mamba Secondary School, please unmute and give us an opening prayer. Okay, Mamba can't do it. I'm seeing Francis. Francis, please. Francis, give us an opening prayer.
Okay, good evening, everybody. You
Good
can call me
evening.
Brother Larmagan, and I think we can now pray. Let us sum ourselves as we pray. Most loving Father, we want to thank you for the gift of life that you have granted to us this evening. As we start this meeting, may we start it in you and then in you. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen. Thank you very much, Francis. Dear members, I welcome everyone on the call. Allow me, in the meantime, to share my screen here. Kindly type in the chat if you can see my screen. Let me know that you can see my screen. Okay. Someone says that you can see. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for coming and turning up. In the first place, allow me to introduce myself. Kanike Simon Peter Chiviri is my name. I'm an ICT teacher in Kakumiro district in a school called St. Edward Bukumi. We are going to talk about ICT for O-level. That is basically senior 4, paper 1 and paper 2. We are going to be a bit faster. We shall talk about the basics, the principles in setting, how do we respond, what is expected of you. After the first hour, it shall be paper 1, and then in the second hour, we shall talk about paper 2 items. We need to know that our paper is code 840. There are 2 papers. Paper 1 is purely theory, and paper 2 is purely practical. Our assessment is always through continuous assessment, where I believe all of you have had activities of integration sent, your project work, and then the final exam. Let's talk about paper 1. Paper 1 has 2 sections, A and B, with 5 examination items. Section A being compulsory, and section B having basically 2 parts, 1 and 2. In part 1, you're expected to answer, there are always 2 items, you're expected to answer 1, and in part 2, you're expected to answer also 1, giving you a total of 3 examination items. You're always provided with a booklet or answer sheets where you must put your answers. I encourage you to read the scenario more than once, such that you can properly interpret the question. These 3 parts are given in items. In elements of construct. There are basically three elements of construct. And element of construct number one goes in section A, item 1, which tells us that the learner appreciates and manages the computer system. So all the items that are given to us in item 1 are basically about you appreciating and managing and using the computer system. Computer system may involve and accompany a number of items, including hardware and software. How do we respond? Before we go to how to respond, you will find that the setting changed. You may not find any question or item asking you to identify tools that are required for item 1. So it is upon you to understand the question, and you know that I need to identify items. So look at the scenario. When you look at the scenario, you're supposed to identify tools that are required to solve a problem identified in the scenario. Someone is transcribing on the screen, please. Let me first remove this, stop this one, enable, okay. Identify, you're supposed to identify tools. And also, you need to know that any tool that you identify, it can be a software, it can be a hardware, or a network device. A device is only regarded an ICT tool when it has a bit of data handling, which includes input, processing, storing, output. Commonly, people give an extension cable as an ICT tool. I wonder which data the extension cable handles. Then the scenario may not ask for identification of tools, but it asks for a solution, whereby you're supposed to give a solution in the form of ICT tools, because we expect you to be knowing those tools. In your response, please describe the tool identified. In the first place, identify it, then describe the tool, give maintenance measures of the tool. How do you keep that tool in a good and sound condition? This should be done in one paragraph. Ideally, you could have one paragraph. You may present your answers in a paragraph style or in a table style. Then have an introduction, conclude, or rewrite a conclusion at the end, and let your responses flow logically. So the work is expected to have 3 parts: introduction, the body, and the conclusion. This is for element of construct 2, which is for section B, part 1. In section B, part 1, we expect that the learner appreciates ICT safety and the proper management of e-waste. Electronic waste is becoming so rampant and is being a very great problem in the country, actually globally. So element of construct 2 has 2 items, and these 2 items are all targeting your appreciation of safety in the public and also management of e-waste. So how do we respond to item 2? Someone says I'm too fast. Anyway, the speed I'm taking is because we have to talk about 2 papers. Besides, it's okay. We are saying that item section A, we have talked about section A, and section B requires us to handle 2 elements of construct. Part 1 tells us, talks about element of construct 2, and the element of construct is you being able to appreciate ICT safety and proper management of e-waste. We have item 3, we have item 2 and 3. What is expected of you? Read the scenario more than once so as to identify the problem. And what is required of you in the scenario? Some of you students have a tendency of rushing. You have read something, you feel you have understood, then in the end, you just go and meander around. Then also identify and provide management measures of e-waste. If you have seen e-waste, you have talked about e-waste in the scenario which has been given to you. The first thing, identify a management measure, provide it, and you talk about it, how is it working. Then also, you're expected to identify stakeholders and their roles. So you need to know management measures. Are you disposing of? Are you donating? Are you refusing? Are you keeping? Are you reselling? All those are management measures. Then, which stakeholder is responsible for whichever measure that you identify, and what is his or her role in the management. Then state the consequences of improper e-waste management as the scenario, and state relevant mitigation measures of such consequences. If there has been improper management, for example, in an organization, if that is what the scenario talks about, there was mismanagement of e-waste, what could be the consequences? And if it was there, how would we do away with those consequences? That is the mitigation measures. These are for item 2 and 3. Identify and describe the causes of discomfort or health-related issues. We normally use computers for prolonged hours. What could be the health-related issues? Some items may mention for you 1 or 2 or 3 of the health-related problems. Others may just simply hint that there were healthy problems. So how do you go about them? What are they? What causes them? And how can they be avoided? Then also provide possible solutions to the above health issues. That's why I said, what is their cause? How can we avoid them? And how can we prevent them? If it has happened, do you know any treatment for it? If you do, please provide it. Also, give a relevant introduction, even if there are 2 parts, A and B. Part A should be introduced, give its body, and conclude it. Part B, if it is introduction, give its body, the responses, and conclude it. And let your responses flow logically or seamlessly and appropriately, you conclude. Some of you have things that may not be matching or adding up your statement, and the scholar or the teacher has to take a lot of time to read and add up dots for you. Let your work flow logically. We shall have samples there. Provide a management method of e-waste and how it works or its benefits. If, for example, we say donate, how does the donation work? Because management measures of e-waste, one of them is donating. What might be your waste at home or at school may be something that another person needs. For example, there are normally old computers in banks and hotels that may serve a purpose in schools, whereby we need learners to use them to learn to open the computer system cases, to learn how to do the repairs, and others may still be working. So that is a management method of donation. How do we manage it? You donate to other institutions, other people, other schools that may still have good use of it. And what is its benefit? You get rid of what you are no longer using. Then identify stakeholders responsible on the methods identified and their roles in the management of e-waste as per the scenario given. If it is donation and you have to give out all the computers, who is responsible? These are the stakeholders. We have a school. The school might be responsible. What is its responsibility as a school? If the donation is coming from a bank, for example, when the scenario was talking about a bank, you may say that the manager of the bank is responsible for soliciting or looking out for the schools that need these old computers. That is the role. If it is a school, the school is responsible for looking out for who needs these items or responsible for identifying where to give them. Then determine the healthy issues. This is also an element of construct number 2. Determine the health issues that affect users based on the scenario given, give their causes and give ways of avoiding or preventing them. And avoid the scenario given their causes and give ways of avoiding or preventing the health issues. Sometimes these health issues come, and when they come, it is upon you, the learner, to know what is their cause. If it is caused like this, how do I prevent it? In your responses, we expect you to give the responses in line with the scenario. If there are students that are overusing the computers according to the scenario, can you give your responses in line with the students and how they behave? If there were employees in a certain manufacturing company, can responses be in manufacturing company? And don't just leave it as blank or empty as you may wish. Then determine the causes of device theft and the destruction of ICT devices and how to prevent these occurrences. Remember, we are appreciating ICT safety and the proper management of e-waste. In safety of ICT devices, we expect you to know how do I secure my device from both vandalism, that is spoiling it, and theft, that is stealing it. Will you leave your PC unattended too? Will you leave the place unclosed? So you cause the causes of the device theft or vandalism. In case the scenario tells you that there was some theft somewhere, look at reasons why devices might be stolen or destroyed, and then give suggestions on how these things can further be secured and protected from being stolen. Then also provide the management method of e-waste and how it works or its benefits. We said, I think this one has already been talked about. How is it beneficial? If it is donating, how is donation beneficial? Then also identify stakeholders responsible on the methods identified, their roles in the management of e-waste as per the scenario given. This one I think I also mentioned it earlier. Then determine health issues that affect users based on the scenario, the causes of device theft. Okay. Then we talk about element of construct number 3, where you are supposed to assess, store, and share information using ICTs. Element of construct number 3, a learner accesses, stores, and shares information using ICTs. This is where we shall expect you to give us, to explain to someone the process of doing something. Many of the tasks have always talked about online applications. Are you able to fill an application online? Are you able to share information from one place to another, be it online or offline? These are the skills that we need or that we expect to learn from you. The first thing is read, understand, and interpret the scenario. Interpret it for yourself. Ask yourself, especially the very first thing you need to find out is, what is the problem? Where is the problem in the scenario? Because the scenario will come and it may not be very specific of the problems. So you, as you read, better you understand and identify where is the problem here. Which solution is required? That is interpretation. Write an introduction. That is, introduce your responses and conclude appropriately. Write your introduction, as we had said in item 1. Write your introduction. Write the body, and after writing the body, write an appropriate conclusion. The introduction should be in line with the scenario given, with the problems that were mentioned to you. Then, if you asked to guide people, to guide learners, to guide officers, to guide someone, they ask you to write a step-by-step guide, to write a document of guidelines, to write something. So long as there is guidelines, please write the steps logically, such that if I have to read those steps, when I leave step 1 and I am doing it, then I go to step 2, I should be able actually to go to step 2. But there are cases when someone writes steps, and from the step 1, you go to step 2, and the step 2 is misleading you. You can't actually get there. So what do we need? Make sure that one step takes you to the next step, and step 3 also takes you to the next step. Note that the would-be step 3 is given as step number 6. And in the middle there, one may not be able to arrive at what we want. Provide a guide in form of steps with the tools to be used at a particular stage. If someone is scanning an application document, maybe he's supposed to attach a document applying for a job, maybe applying for to go for an interview, maybe applying to be admitted in a university, and the requirements were to scan and send something via an email address. We are saying provide a guide in steps with tools. Someone is supposed to scan his documents. How? Using what? Can you give us the device that you can use to scan? You say open up your email address. Which tool is he going to use to open the email address? Tell us that. If it is scanning, you can use a scanner, use a scanning app on a smartphone. You can use a scanner itself, the device scanner that we know to do the scanning. We need a tool there. You want to send something, go online using the internet. Those are all online tools. Then you properly describe the procedure as may be required in the scenario. The procedure, if it is attaching a document, please give it properly as an attachment to a document. For all responses, right from item 1 to item 5, each response should have 3 basic items or parts. Introduction paragraph, which should be relevant to the scenario and clearly pointing to what is to be listed. Someone called a student, please stop what you are doing. You are interrupting my presentation. Someone is seeking, those requesting to record, please, you're not allowed to record. The host is recording the video. You're interrupting me during the presentation. Stop it. We are saying that introduction paragraph should be relevant to the scenario and clearly pointing to what is to be listed. If someone is asked to write an application letter with relevant documents, the introduction should be in line with that it is being hard for people to attach documents online. Below are the steps to guide, or maybe Sarah, if it is given in the scenario, to guide Sarah on how to properly scan and attach his documents to apply for a job in this organization. That is a fair introduction. Then the body should be coherently written. This can be either in paragraphs or a table. You can draw a table of 2 or 3 or 4 columns, so long as you know and you can identify what to put there. And the information should be flowing coherently, logically, and properly. Then after writing your body very well, write a conclusion, which is relevant, and conclude what has just been said in the body text in line with the scenario. If someone was supposed to attach letters in application for a job, tell us that when Sarah follows the above steps, he can ably or properly or confidently apply and submit his application for a job from this company. I think it may be able to make some sense there. Other than writing, the above are the steps. Someone may write a conclusion like that. Okay, I think that is all with paper 1. That's all I had prepared. We are going to see through just a few items here. I had the paper that I saw here. Visibility, work is not well visible. Work is not well visible. Someone made some transcription. I wanted to clear my screen here. I think things failed out, my friend. I wanted to clear this screen, but failed to locate where to clear it from. And the things were just coming. That's why I kept it on like that. Those with videos, visibility has become a problem. Dear members, my apologies. Someone did an annotation here. Where I know that I was supposed to remove the annotation from, I think hide video panel, hide someone here would guide on how I could remove these things from the screen. Otherwise, someone made an annotation here. I seem to be failing. I have the 3 dots here on more. I know I disabled the annotations, but removing this one Okay. Yes, someone St. Francis, please. St. Francis.
Gonna could remove rotation. Sir.
Sorry?
Sir, good evening.
Good evening to you.
Go to notation. Go here to more.
Yes,
Yes?
I'm there.
Remove notation.
Remove notation is not there. Also, it's supposed to be removing notation.
Go up. Go up. No. Go on the first deck.
On the first what?
On your screen there is the what? The options. The redots up.
Yes.
Your screen the redots up. Up, not down. On your screen up. They are redots.
Yes.
Three dots. Three dots. Then
They are what?
then you go to the what? There's a there are redots where there are three dots.
Can you tell me what is there? Because I'm seeing pause, breakthrough, pause, enable annotation for others. I just disabled them.
Good evening, sir.
Members, I think someone who knows how to clear these annotations, let me first stop what I'm sharing. Then I can share again, I think. I think the things are cleared now. So no one is able to do the annotations again. Let me, I wanted to sample just a few questions there. Just in responses. Yes, I have stopped. I think the annotations are good now, and we are all clear. Sorry for the interruptions there. I believe things are okay now. Okay, so I just want to sample. We have a few minutes to leave this paper. I just want to sample item 1, where we say that this paper it is a standard paper that we have just sampled. These are questions from one of the seminars that took place this year somewhere around, I think around Wakiso or Kampala there. These are questions that were there. It says, Chibuku High School is excited about its upcoming annual cultural festival, which is expected to attract a large crowd from the local community, neighboring schools, and parents. The festival aims to showcase traditional music, dance, drama, and art with performances scheduled throughout the day. The organizing committee led by the school's culture club wants its online presence and events to be memorable and felt for many more years to come. Given the large numbers, some people in the audience may not be able to physically watch the performances. The club has got a very large diaspora following who would love to watch the performances as they happen. However, the club members have limited knowledge on how they can organize this digital culture showcase and how to keep all that they use for future purposes. Have identified as a competent ICT learner who can help them make a write-up that could help the club carry out their performances. So we are supposed to, let me first get these hands. Malu George William, something burning. Malu. Then Koboko Town College. Koboko Town College.
Yes, sir. We would like to request that maybe you increase the font size because you're not seeing clearly.
Okay. Then there is the Safe Haven Christian School. Safe Haven.
I think our concern has already been presented. The font size.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Welcome. Okay, the font size of this, they say it is too small. Let me just increase. Oh, this is a PDF document that I'm having here. Let me zoom. I think when I do the zooming here, oh, no. I think this can be a bit fair. I believe here, many of us can be able to read what is here. Okay, now here, we are supposed to identify ICT tools. In the first place, remember we said read the scenario more than once. What is the problem here? The problem here that we identify is that these ICT boys and girls have a club, but they don't know how to organize the event online. They need to know which devices to use for them, because we are told here that they have MDD. They have, I saw somewhere that they want to be online. And I saw somewhere that they have a very large diaspora following. Meaning that when they are online, that is when the diaspora, those people who are outside the country, maybe out, I'm not sure which countries are called diaspora, but so long as someone is outside the country, we used to call it abroad. These days, it is commonly used as diaspora. Also, there are some parents and other members that may not be able to physically watch the performance. So the issue is they want the first place to use some point here that to record the performance. They have to do the stream live. They may either stream live or post and share the videos. What else do they have to do? Basically those two. And also they have to perform. Now, which devices do we need to do all this one here? Can I have some comments there? Give the devices that we need in comments there. Which devices do we need Very good. I'm seeing people are giving a microphone, web camera, speakers, projector. Projector, computers. Okay, very good. Camera, computers, web camera, projector, video recorder, projectors. All these devices are very, very correct. But among them, someone is mentioning the internet. Very good. We also need the routers. Very good. Network, digital camera. Wonderful. Now, let me, now someone, public address system, microphone, digital camera. Very good. Now, how would be, for example, someone talks about the digital camera. We are not going to give all the answers. Digital camera, so you tell us what is the use of the digital camera. You may present, if it is a paragraph, and say that the ICT club needs to have a video digital camera which can be used. Someone said the font is too small. Let me increase the size. Okay. The ICT club needs to have a video digital camera which can be used to capture or to record the performances that take place. Now, there was another item, another thing in the item of management, limited knowledge on how they can organize this digital showcase and how to keep there. I think there was some typing error here, to keep their gadgets that they use for their future purposes. Normally, this item requires you that when you write this answer like this, give us how should this device be kept and maintained. Tell us that it should be used by a professional and kept in its case after use for proper, you may write for safety. So that is one. If someone was to draw a table, how would you write it? A table would be maybe 3 columns here. Let me write this one. A table, you may say ICT tool or device. ICT tool or device. We say, what is its use? Its use and how to maintain. We talked of a digital video camera. Its use, it's used to capture or record videos or images of MDD. How do we maintain? It should be used by a professional and kept in its case for safety. Now, there are many ICT tools that we can use, but make sure that the ICT tool you identify and present is relevant to the task that you are responding to. we can have as many of them as possible. Some hands here, Lango College. Lango College. Francis.
Okay, sir, good evening.
Good evening to you.
I think maybe you have to pause the comment section a bit because guys are over giving out insults.
Sorry?
People are over insulting each other. Maybe you close the comment section a bit. You understand?
What is the insult for now?
You be there.
I humbly ask whoever wishes to insult another, kindly, let's be here for the cause that brought us. Let's not be too much excited. St. John Paul SS, Shelekura. Yes, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good
Can we
evening.
use the table? Can we use the table for presentation in mocks?
Yes, the table is allowed.
Okay, thank you.
Did you see how I made my table here?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, you have your item here, you have the use of the item and how to maintain it. You can either use a table or a paragraph. Arab Tech Computers. St. Francis High School, Namagoma. Gavanjan. Gavanjan, are you there? Then Yikuru Secondary School. Yikuru, are you there?
Okay, sir, I just want to know the number of points that we are to rate in this item.
There is no defined number of points, but give as many as you can.
Okay, thank you.
That is the answer that I may give you. There is no defined number because each item has a different approach. Give as many as you can.
All right.
St. John's Kabwoko.
Excuse me, sir. I'd like to see your introduction.
250 points above.
Yeah, St. John's Kabuko. I'd like to see your
St. John's, can
introduction.
you please speak louder?
Excuse me, sir. We would like to
Yes.
see your introduction.
The introduction.
Yes, it's nowhere to be
Oh,
seen. We are confused.
yes, it's nowhere to be seen. I didn't write it anyway. We are going to formulate it, don't worry. Then light vocational.
Yeah, yes, good evening, sir.
Good evening to you.
Yeah, I think you can help us and use the slideshow.
We use the slideshow,
Yes.
but I can't type from a slideshow, my friend. I will share. I'm going to put it in a slideshow and we'll be seeing. Then this is Simon. Simon.
Hello.
Simon, are you there?
Yes.
Can you speak louder, please?
Wanted to know the maximum points to present.
Sorry?
Wanted to know the maximum points to present.
I can't hear. I only heard that you wanted to know.
The maximum points.
The maximum number of points.
Yes.
As I said, I won't commit myself to tell you the maximum number because there are many tools. I said write as many as possible because in the tools we have both software and hardware. So write all of them. I don't want to tell you 6, 10, or 8, or 20 when there are many, and make sure I don't duplicate yourself. But ideal on average, if I may try to imagine, on average, can you have about 6 to 8? About 6 to 8 devices. I think they are bearable. You can have them. Rian? Rian? Malinga Abraham? Malinga Abraham, are you there?
Okay, good evening, sir.
Good evening to you.
Me, what I wanted to know, what if I lack points? Which minimum can I get so that I can get an A? I want the least number of points that I can give.
Unfortunately, all of you are asking, many of you are asking the same question, and I'll give you the same answer that I can't commit to tell you that the maximum or the minimum. Of course, normally the minimum is either 1 or 0. And we shall always give you a 1, whoever has just one item like this. But write as many devices, write as many tools as you can. Because even when the teachers are going to mark, even when the teachers are going to mark, they will determine how many points based on the guide. So make sure that yourself, you give as many devices and points as you can. Don't limit yourself to 2 or 3 for you to be able to get an A. And when you get the points, please make sure that you do yourself a favor, write the 3 parts of that point, especially for item 1, for example. Write the ICT tool, mention it, that is you identifying, describe it by giving its use. And after that, show how can it be maintained? How can it be kept in a good shape? How can it be kept safe without spoiling it? Someone asked for the introduction. Based on the scenario, we may say because of the problems that are there, our introduction, we create another slide here. You may write that the use of technology has improved the performances even in schools. The MDD club of this school can use the following ICT tools to stream their event so as the diaspora following to follow the event. Something of this kind. This can be your introduction. The use of technology has improved performances even in the schools. The MDD club of this school can use the following ICT tools to stream their event so as the diaspora following can follow the event. That can be a fair introduction. Or someone may say that the following, another one may say that the following are some, or you may say are the ICT tools that the school can employ so as to stream live the MDD event for their followers to watch live. That can also be a response in the introduction. Members, I want to close to talk about the other, just a few things about the other items. Comeseed. Comeseed, are you there? St. Francis Namagoma.
Yes, according to the question you had, it had a lot of ice, as in they want to use the equipments to use, but you are based on only PowerPoint. We were requesting that you give us another alternation of the question because even you never gave us the support files.
I shared the questions. I have not given you PowerPoint. I'm using PowerPoint for me to type something that you can see. And ideally, what I'm writing here, I say this can be the introduction. After introducing this, you have the next slide. Oh, sorry, not the next slide. But on your paper, you can write this as your response in the body, then somewhere down. After writing many of your points in a table, or many of your points in a paragraph, like I did in this one. Many of the paragraphs. I mentioned only one item simply because we are tying up this in 1 hour.
Master.
Yes.
Under item 1, can we divide the computer parts like the keyboard, mouse, monitor into dependent parts, or we list them as a computer system?
Thank you very much for that question. Please don't split the computer into those small parts. When you talk about a computer or a laptop, you know very well the mouse is there, the touchpad is there, the keyboard is there. Have all those ones as one device, a computer. Then look for the other devices and talk about them.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Another question.
Please.
Do we use a webcam or just an original computer?
I beg your pardon?
Do we use a digital, is it called a digital camera or a webcam?
A digital camera are those ones that they hold to walk with around. Those photomen that walk, those photomen that take photos, they use digital cameras. A webcam is the one that we find on laptops. We find a webcam on laptops. We find a webcam, there are some that have just been made and designed to be attached on to be attached basically on maybe desktop computers that don't have those webcams. I think we can end there. I have just attached the files. I've just attached the files in the chat section there. Please download them and unzip it. Members, let's end this here with paper 1. We have a few minutes. We talk about paper 2. Because we need all these to talk about all these things. We can't have everything. Maybe I had created this for us to see how can we conclude. This is the introduction. You have your body in form of this. You write your devices like this, body with those devices. Then a conclusion. How can this conclusion be? You can say that when the MDD uses the above devices and it follows the recommendations, they will ably stream their event live so that the diaspora people can follow the event. This can be a fair conclusion for you. I think we are going to end there. I'm sorry, we have not given sample responses for paper 2. For the other items, for these other items, maybe we just talk about item 2, Minerva Council Office responsible for managing ICT infrastructure, including servers, routers, switches, desktop computers, and peripheral devices like scanners and printers. Recently, the office has experienced frequent network disruptions and equipment failures. The malfunctioning and outdated ICT devices such as broken routers, obsolete servers, and unused printers, among others, are either piled or left exposed outside, creating disorder and potential safety hazards. Additionally, staff members spend long hours working at their desks, which has led to reports of fatigue, back pain, eye strain, and many more. The management is unsure of how to handle the accumulation of unstable ICT equipment and how to handle staff health, discomfort, and working conditions. Part A, advise the Minvera City Council Office on how to properly manage the unstable ICT equipment to free up space, prevent environmental hazards, and ensure safety. So this one calls for how can this council manage electronic waste. We are seeing that there is a lot of waste here. So can you identify how can they manage the waste? We said give a management tool, give a management measure, how can it work, and who is the stakeholder. After giving an introduction very well, give a management measure, we said have an introduction, like, okay, let me just write some simple introduction here. The Minerva City Council can help to improve the environment by properly managing the waste from the old computers and other devices. The following are some of the ways of managing their e-waste. This can be a very good introduction. Maybe I can think of repair and a management measure, repair and reuse. We can say that the council can call technicians to check and repair, to check and the spoiled devices instead of throwing them on the compound such that they can be reused. In this point, we are making this repair and reuse as one of the waste management tools. We are having these technicians as the stakeholders, and what do they do? What is the benefit of them? Then you can have as many waste management measures as you can. Then you give a conclusion that once the council follows all the above measures, they will have improved the environment about them and sorted the problem of improper disposal of the gadgets. This can be something that may work a little. I put the files in this chat here. Please check them. Check for the files. This is something that I thought we could have there. Anyway, members, continue. We'll talk about the items for paper 2. We have about barely 20 minutes. Sorry, we have lost barely about 20 minutes of this time. Allow me, we talk about the items for paper 2. With paper 1, please make sure that you give as many points as you can. Then attempting items for paper 2, I always tell you to practice, prepare, then you can perform. There are 2 themes, and the one theme has these topics: data management and sharing, word processing, spreadsheet presentation. Then we have another theme called publications, which has topics of electronic publication and website design. General guidelines for the practical exam, that is 842. Practice regularly. Avoid cyberphobia. Cyberphobia is where you fear to touch the computer. I know these devices are few in our schools, and some of you fear to touch the computer. The aggressive ones will always come and sit on the PC, and we who are not aggressive enough, we shall always leave and let them sit there. Please do yourself a favor and don't fear, because you will sit alone on the computer. Okay, understand the fundamental concepts of each topic. If it is a spreadsheet, do you know how to work with the functions and formulae? If it is database, do you know how to handle those things in the table, in the form, in the queries? Then read the instructions before attempting the exam questions, even when you feel that you know those instructions. Some of you have a tendency that these things you have always done, so even if I don't. Take some minutes to read the scenarios carefully, understand, identify key terms that lead to correct applications. We shall not tell you anywhere that please use Microsoft Excel or use Microsoft Word. You may not see it anywhere in the scenarios, but rather we expect you to be knowing that once this application comes and this is the scenario, these are the applications based on what I'm given. These are the applications that I can ably use. Time yourself so as not to be caught up by time while typing. They are always about 2 hours. Give yourself a task to take 40 to 50 minutes. Try to time yourself such that in about 30, 40, or 50 minutes maximum that you should have completed item 1. Then start with the items that you feel very confident in. What is that item that you feel so confident? Is it item 1 or item 2? Give it time and don't overspend time on it. Ensure that you load the correct support files from the support files folder. If you can't locate the correct support files, please seek help from your teacher or your lab attendant. We are doing practice in exams, and some of you, when the mocks come or the final exams come, you may still sit on the same computers with the same old support files. Please make sure that you read, and when you see that the support files are not rhyming or matching with what you expected to see, please make sure that you seek help and guidance from your teacher. Use a computer that you're familiar with. Quite a number of times, some schools have both laptops and desktops. What happens is that sometimes we make practice from the desktop computer. You know your keyboard, you know your mouse. Trouble comes at the end of it all when we as teachers, we want to have 1 session or 2 sessions instead of 3. I come and bring more laptops in the lab. My friend, if you're not confident with the laptop, don't sit on the laptop. Otherwise, you may be frustrated for nothing and you may fail the exam from there. Then practice to improve your typing speed, because mostly why people don't complete is that their speed is too slow while typing. So, and you don't improve the speed unless you practice. Then continuously save your work and make sure you don't save shortcuts. If you're not aware, shortcuts once saved on the computer, they cannot be, you can only open it from your computer there, but you can't open it from another computer elsewhere. Ensure before you print, the work fits on a paper and it is not overflowing. This is so common in Excel. There are cases when work is too wide that even when you put it on landscape, it may not fit. Try to resize the columns, try to resize the rows, try to reduce the fonts, try to make sure that as you print, it is not that 1 or 2 columns are leaving a page to go to another page. Then try to understand the requirements of the questions. You may only impress the examiner by showing the skills that we need to see. If the question needs to have a mail merge, are you able to put a mail merge? Are you able to use the skills that you have learned to create the letters or documents? Work with and seek feedback from your teachers regarding your understanding. Otherwise, sometimes you may think you understand something, but eventually we may prove that you're not understanding what you're talking about. So make sure that you don't distance yourself from the teachers. Then you're expected to present professional work. Don't cram, but understand the application. Unlike the old exams of the old curriculum, where we would tell the learners, bold the heading, underline the text, change the font color. This time around, no. We expect you to be knowing these applications, and you know when to bold, you know when to underline, you know when to change the font color, you know when and how to format the document for it to look professional. We want you to solve a problem at a workplace without someone directing you on what to do. Then also, you're supposed to present both a soft copy on a CD and a hard copy, which is printed. So make sure that you practice those two. Learn how to print, learn how to burn your work on CD. Clearly indicate your full name, random number, that is for your name. I don't know if we shall have random numbers for mocks, and a personal number, both soft and hard copies. Okay, why do some students fail these things? They load wrong support files. They fear to touch computers. The speed of typing is slow, and you don't complete the expected content if you are supposed to type. Then some of you use wrong applications to do tasks. And also some use wrong formulas. You may think that you have written a correct formula, but it is a wrong formula. Also failing to interpret the scenario. The scenario is there, it has come for you, but you are failing to interpret it. And also presenting unprofessional work. If you're supposed to write a letter, the letter is too scanty. The letters are too small. You cannot find or do anything that looks professional. How are you going to score better than someone who changed the font style, is balancing up the document, is putting some good colors, and something looks real good? Then also failure to burn work on CDs. Basically, that's what we can talk about in the practical exam. Allow me, I have a few, I think, tasks here, thinking that people got the support files. Let me look for this paper here. We have this one. Paper 2 is here. I'm seeing some hands here. Molusa. Is Molusa there? Yes.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening to you.
Master, for me, I was asking in paper 1.
Sorry?
I was asking in paper 1.
How is what?
I was asking in paper 1.
Oh, you are still in paper 1?
Asking in paper
Yes.
1.
Yes.
There, you said about drawing the table.
About what?
The table. You say that we can draw the table, but if they have asked us that in part A, the solution is here, minus the problem, and in part B, the solution is here. Can you draw the table setting those two?
The table doing what?
You draw the table presenting those two.
Please attempt each item as an individual item. The time given to you is for you to attempt both those items, and the time is enough for you. Okay. APAC seat. APAC. APAC seat. Thank you, St. Francis, who put these management tools there. Let me reshare the support file, the files here, as someone requested. Okay, I'm allowing only two, Katikam SDA and Renko. Katikam.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening to you.
I was asking, like, what can you discuss for us some of the items on section B, the first part and the second part.
Section B of paper 1.
Paper 1.
Paper 1, eh?
Paper 1. Yeah.
Okay. Adelante.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening to you.
Unmute. The question is, are we supposed to answer in tabular form? And then that point for titles, are we also allowed? On
To
every
answer
part?
what?
To answer in table form. Are we supposed to answer in table form? And yes?
Kindly repeat for me your question.
The question is, are we supposed to answer in table form and also on the issue of titles?
In paper 1?
In paper 1.
Okay, I said in paper 1, I said the choice is yours. You can either answer in paragraph or a table. Titles may be less necessary so long as we have an introduction, you have a good body, and a conclusion. Then Ruenko. Ruenko. Come.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir. If I'm doing the table for item 1, when I'm working on the table, am I allowed to add another column, like when I say I want to talk about the category? And now I categorize the ICT tool, like for example, if I say speaker, and the other category I've added, I put that it is an output.
Yeah, and you want to put that it is an output device?
When I want to make them to have like 4 columns.
And you write input, output, storage?
Yeah, when I'm categorizing them.
Why do you then categorize them? For us, we may not need to learn to know the categories, but rather we want to know if it is a speaker, what is its role to that problem at hand. People for a performance, we have a speaker, the use of a speaker.
Okay. What are, now for number, now here item 2, I mean for this practical, for paper 2. Eh? How many, what is the maximum number of application I should use when I'm doing the practical part?
Can we hold on? I'm coming there.
Okay.
Anyway, make sure that on item 1, there should be 2 or more applications.
Okay.
Item 2 should be 1 application, and you keep it in its format, in its form of work. If you use the publisher, let it be publisher.
Okay, thank you.
St. Andrew SS Lotome. Malongo.
Yes, 7 minutes.
I would remember it.
Can we have members? The hands are very many, and we may not handle what we had prepared to handle. Someone asked that we redo on items. Give me some 10 minutes. We talk about these items of paper 2. Then we can get back to these questions, members. Otherwise, let me first present what I prepared to present. Now, this is item paper 2. We shall have a minute, if we can, to go back to paper 1. Paper 2, item 1. When you come to attempt item 1, please make sure that in item 1, you have to use 2 or more applications. As we are scoring this item here, the first requirement we may need to look at, do you have 2 items? Sorry, do you have 2 applications used, 2 or more, depending on the scenario? Because there are some that may require you to have like 3. So we expect here in the support files, we have 2 applications actually given to us. And after using the 2 applications, we want to see a relationship between the 2 applications that you are using. Here, apart from these question papers here, we have these 2 here. These are the support files. We have a table, we have images here. These are just images. And then we have this and this one. So what you do, first open these files and see what is actually there. Now, after doing that, after opening, you open to check what is actually there. There is this letter here, school fees demand note, and it ends there. This is just a template as a support file given to us, and an Excel sheet here we call school fees. Now, what does it require of us? A school bursar found that school fees collection at Ukun Primary School were manually managed in files. Kindly hold on. There was inconsistency in fees balances, which accumulated many dates in school fees. It was too tasking for her to trace these balances manually from the books and files. Yet the new head teacher intends to send many of the children back home for their appropriate fees balances. Miss Goretti entered the school fees records into a spreadsheet to amplify her work, but not sure of how to make the correct computations to get the correct balances. So she's also not sure of how to customize the fees demand note so that each pupil gets one with their actual fees balances. Part of the extracted file of fees calculations and the sample demand note are provided to you. Charlie, please stop what you are doing. Part of the extracted file has been provided to you in the support file such that you can help her. Task 1, make necessary computations to make sure you help Miss Goretti. Prepare demand notes for each land. Now this is the task, the Excel thing. We are supposed to make necessary calculations. This is what we have here. And the necessary calculations you are supposed to make: fees term 1, balance paid, fees term 2, total balances, and the comment. So we are expected to do something here. And ideally, to relate this Excel sheet with this letter here. How do we relate it? Ideally, I think we are supposed to use mail match. I want someone to write for me the formula, but if I go to call someone, we may take a lot of time here. The balance, how do we get the balance here? If someone is supposed to pay fees of this, to get the balance, we shall say equals this term 1 fees minus this one. And we shall just end. So that is this one is balance. And finally, you just autofill. We don't use cell content. We don't put 250,000, but rather we use cell value, sorry, cell names, E2 minus F2. Same thing for term 2. We shall just this minus this one and end. So we can know that these are the balances. The total balances, I think it's just a matter of coming to say balance term 1 plus balance of term 2 and end. So this is someone's total balance. After getting this someone's total balance, which comment would we give? The comment is based on you according to the scenario there. The comment, I would say that someone has good balance, whoever is above 0, because someone is still demanded, those with 0 completed. What do we use? I can use the if function and say that if this one is greater than 0, put for me a comment. Let me first increase the font here. I know people may not be seeing. Just zooming. That equals if this cell K2 is greater than 0, which comment should come? Demanded. If not greater than 0, the comment should be completed and close. So this one is still demanded and this one completed. Those with 0s completed. That is the comment. Besides, that is what we may think that the other one wants. And we end there. So we close, save the changes. But what I didn't tell you, I think, for item 2, you are supposed to first create a folder here. Can I have one student in the section here? Give me your name. Write your name there and we use it here. We are creating a folder, Ojara Walter. Assuming this is for Ojara Walter. This folder is for Ojara Walter. Now, inside this folder for Ojara Walter, we expect to see two other folders. One folder here is called item 1. We need to have another folder here called item 2. So the responses that we do for item 1 here, this one, these two files, I should copy. I am copying them and pasting them in item 1 folder. So this Sibukumi school fees should be like this. The choice is yours. You can even change the name, but me, I'm not changing the name. We are keeping it in, we are keeping all of them in one folder there. Now that they're in one folder, this is the fees note. When you open the fees note, this is just a template. But ideally, the professional document, expect to see some headings. Maybe Ukumi Primary School, P.O. Box 507, Muhindi. Maybe. School demand note. I want me myself to do some simple formatting here. Change the font to Times New Roman. Increase the font size. Change this. Put it maybe in the center. And increase its size. School demand note. Dear parent of that one, of which class, of that class, your child has been sent back home for fees balances as below. Yours, what was the name of this student? Ojara Walter. Yours, this student name is Ojara Walter. So how do we put this one here? Mailings is somewhere here. Select mail match, letters. What do we use? Select recipients. We want to use an existing list, which is an Excel file there. An Excel file is on the desktop in a folder called Ojara Walter. In item 1, in Ukumi school fees, we open. And we have one sheet, which is okay. So we come here, balance brought forward, insert merge field, come to insert merge field, P5 balance, fees term 1, paid, balance for term 1. I think these things are there in line. Fees term 2. The table is misbehaving. I think I should first change this step. Term 2 paid. Balance of term 2. then the total balance, and as per the table, this is what we have. So you reduce the table, and ideally, I think the letters are done. We are told to have letters for all of them. Finish and merge, edit individual letters, we say all. Oh no, the names of the students are not indicated there. We did not indicate the student's name, sorry. Don't save this one. Here, dear parent of, we are supposed to add the student name. This one we may even underline. And the class, class is this one. We may still underline the class, and we had put this one at the bottom. So we may come and say finish and merge, edit all letters, such that we can have these letters. They are all here, properly done. The formatting can be yours, but true, we needed these. These are the letters that are needed. After that, we would simply save this one as Ukumi Primary School, but you save it in your folder, which we called Ojara Walter. In item 1, we are calling it Ukumi Primary School, or you could call it Ojara Walter, and save. So these letters are done as fast as that one. When will be the practical? We are doing the practical. Members, which speed do you want to be serious? Oh, sorry to those if I am very, very fast, but we are trying to beat time. It's almost supper time. Item 2, we may not do. I'm just going to tell you something about it. Item 2 of the practical. Item 2, always take notes of something like this. Most of the items, if not all, will have a statement of this kind that produce or designing something, we shall say either online, whenever we say an online publication, because it talks about publication. This is element of construct 2, which is publications. Online publications, they call for website and mobile applications. While offline publication, they will call for these normal publications that we normally have. Now, I want to inquire, your dad has started up a small carpentry workshop in Ukumi town, producing various furniture products. He keeps moving door to door in the nearest areas, talking about potential clients to buy his products. But he has received a lot of concerns from his potential clients that they don't have his personal details together with details of address and location of his workshop. Hence, they can't access him before going there, in case they would like to contact him to purchase his products. However, he lacks ICT knowledge to carry out the tasks as required by his potential clients and has requested you for help. Design and produce an offline publication for your uncle, which he can leave to his clients. Can I have like 3 people give me which publication can we? Which publication? Put for me in the comment here, which publication can we give him? Publisher is not a publication, my friend. Publisher is not a publication, but it is an application that it is an application that helps us to do a publication. Someone says business card, another one says poster, another one says certificate. Oh, website. Oh, sure. Web design, no. Flyer, poster brochure. Now, thank you, whoever is posting here in the comments. Dear members, I just said that always pay attention. Whenever they say offline publication, it is something that tells us that we are supposed to design something that we are going to print. Something like certificate, brochure, poster, business card, identity card, business card, things of the kind. And I want to advise you to tell you that Microsoft Publisher is not a publication. Microsoft Publisher is a publication software. It is a software that helps us to prepare and create such publications. I advise you again that even when you design a certificate, please and please don't change your certificate into PDF. Some of you are good at computer and you know very well these things, that you can create a certificate and save it in PDF. Please don't put it in PDF. I want to tell you the following applications do not apply for item number 2. Please quote this. These applications, I think I had them here. Please and please, kindly look at this slide here properly. Where we have item 1, all these applications here, these ones, strictly and strictly, they work in item 1. When we give you item 2 and you design whatever you design using word processor, there is something wrong with you and chances are high that you're going to lose a mark. Same thing applies when you give you items in an item 1 and you use a web design mania, you use the publisher to attempt these questions, these items here, you are wrong. We expect that online publications, this one is online. No, this is offline. This electronic publication, whenever you see offline publication given to you, please just know that you are supposed to open the common program we use is Microsoft Publisher. Whenever you see something called offline publication, we use Microsoft Publisher there to see that we create a certificate, manya banner, manya badge, manya business card, those things there. Then when we need an online presence, the task talks about online presence. That is when we shall call for a website. I said we may also call for an application. We may call for an application online. Okay. Surprisingly, I did the annotations myself now. Yeah. Okay, let me remove them. Okay. Now, I was attending to this. I think this publication, people have mentioned the applications that we can use. Use expression web? No. We don't use expression web on item 2 for offline publication. We call for the next lesson in paper 2. Members, I have gone very fast this time, this evening, because we had 1 hour for each paper and we had to attempt both sides. I'm sorry where we have not attempted. I know we have about 3 minutes to end, but I believe here we said for item 2, item 2, we said one could design a business card, a brochure, a flyer. What else? Another one talked about a poster. I'm not sure how it could work, but it is also possible, so long as it gives us the information that we needed. Okay. So it's almost time. I'm sorry, I am not intending to confuse anyone if someone is getting confused. We say these are the most probable publications that we thought of that item 2, where someone whose dad would create something for his business. Let me attend to just like 2 hands here. Then Paida SS Zombo. Paida. Members, we have about 2 minutes. Those who can talk to us, some things that we may talk about. I know we have not attempted very many, but it's an issue of time. Next time, better, I think. Zombo is not there. Kamugisha Arnold. Kamugisha is not there.
Yes, good evening, sir.
Good evening to you.
May I know why other computers, when you design your website, they cannot show the designs after putting them offline?
It depends on the software you use for exporting your site. What do you use for designing the website? Okay, I think you have gone off. But why some things may not come out as you export it to be offline, it depends on the software that you use for exporting your site and the completeness of your site. Because sometimes you may have put images and they are not there. Then for you expect them to be there. Harikon Serere. Harikon is not there. Gaza Road Triangle. Gayaza. Mukura Memorial. Members, allow me, I don't want to get into supper time.
Sir.
Yes.
Master.
You are the last person.
Master.
Gayaza Road.
Master.
Who is speaking?
Mr. Simon.
Yes, please. Hello? Yes, someone from Gayaza Road, Triangle. Okay. Dear members, I know there are many questions that are coming up. I want to thank you for attending the presentation. Those who can get to me, I can still follow up. These are the contacts you can still follow up and send the questions. I can always give feedback free of charge, don't worry. It is just 2 minutes after 6. I need someone to give us a closing prayer. Someone from Gombe High School. Gombe High School, please unmute and give us a closing prayer.
Let's humble ourselves on prayer. Father, we thank you for today. We thank you for the gift of life that you've given unto us. King of glory, we thank you for this session, for that it has been successful. We thank you for the teacher, Mr. Simon, for the knowledge and wisdom that you give unto him and he has transferred to us. We pray that we may be able to remember all this when the right time comes and in all the papers we have to do. We thank you and we trust you in the mighty name of your Son, Jesus, we pray and believe. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much. Please send appreciation to our school heads, appreciation to the teachers who have been on the call and all who has made this happen. We ask God to bless everyone that has been here. Wish you a wonderful and blessed evening. May God bless you all. Have a good evening.